What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Opetaia versus Mairis Briedis 2, and this was a 12-rounder for the vacant IBF Cruiserweight World Championship. And this fight was Saturday, May 18th from the Kingdom Arena in Briedis, Saudi Arabia. And this fight was broadcasted on the DAZN pay-per-view. And in this fight, Opetaia was able to defeat Mairis Briedis again, winning another unanimous decision. And now he's technically a two-time IBF World Cruiserweight Champion. Being that the belt was vacant since he was stripped of it last time, now he fought for it again and got the victory. So this fight scored 117-111, and I think the judges did a very good job scoring this one. They had it 116-112 twice, and then 117-111 once, agreeing with my scorecard. And there was no controversial scorecards here. I mean, it was definitely like 4 rounds, 3 rounds, maybe even 2 rounds for Briedis throughout this entire fight. So just to break down my scorecard and how I saw the fight, really the first couple rounds were very good for Opetaia. Briedis was really starting out trying to throw a lot of shots, but he was just really Opetaia was just too slick for him. The first 4 rounds, were very, very good for Opetaia. I mean, he was landing some very powerful shots. Briedis just wasn't doing much back. He couldn't do much back. He was trying but couldn't. So it was 4-0 easy for Opetaia. Then from rounds like 5 through 7, really like 5 through 8, Opetaia was just doing much more than Briedis. Briedis, his nose was really badly broken, it looked like. He was starting to breathe out of his mouth. He was just not doing enough, and he wasn't really throwing in those rounds. I mean, Opetaia was the only one doing work. And then, like, round number 9 and on, really Opetaia started to slow down a bit. And round 9, although Opetaia did win it, he was sort of boxing a bit. He was on the outside. And then round number 10, it was more the same up until late in the round. Opetaia got caught with seemingly it was a big uppercut that really rocked him. And he went to his knees, and the ref called it a slip. But, I mean, he was hurt bad at the end of the round. That's why I gave the 10th to Briedis. And then round 11, Opetaia was still hurt from that 10th round in the earlier stage. Round 11, Opetaia did bounce back a bit, but Briedis overall had the better work, so I gave him that round as well. Then in round number 12, Briedis' corner was just egging him on to get the victory. I mean, they were pounding the canvas. I mean, they were really egging him on, and he was trying his hardest. I mean, he was going forward, landing big combinations. I mean, really trying to end the fight and become a champion again. But it just wasn't enough, as I gave him that final round, but overall he didn't really win enough rounds. But still, even though Briedis is 39 years old, came off of a 2-year layoff, I mean, I think he still is one of the top guys in the cruiserweight division. Opetaia going into this fight had a lot of heat, obviously, on his name, since he has got 2 really good knockouts since defeating Briedis the first time in July of 2022. But, I mean, now with this sort of performance that Briedis had, I mean, I definitely think he could still compete at the top 5 level, obviously, in the cruiserweight division, despite taking these 2 losses to Opetaia. And this goes in the question here, what is next first for Opetaia? Once again, the IBF cruiserweight champion of the world. I mean, really for him, I would expect for him to take on someone who is ranked by the IBF in the cruiserweight division. And if you take a look at the IBF cruiserweight rankings, really you see guys in there like Michel Cieslak, you see Yves Ngabu, Isaac Chamberlain, Mateusz Masternak, guys like Krzysztof Wlodarczyk and Mike Perez. Those are all guys that are ranked that I could definitely see possibly fighting Opetaia for his cruiserweight title. I don't really think in his next fight we'll see Opetaia unify. I mean, maybe we could, because obviously Gilberto Ramirez, despite being a Golden Boy fighter, he fights on these cards on DAZN. We could maybe even see that in the near future. Opetaia and Gilberto Ramirez, or something like that. But obviously the other cruiserweight world champion is Chris Billum-Smith, who holds the WBO, and Noel Mikhailian, who holds the WBC world title, respectively. But I think probably for Opetaia's next fight, right after this, it should be against someone who's ranked by the IBF in the cruiserweight division. But as for Mairis Briedis, he's 39 years old, and I'm not really too sure what could be next for him. He obviously could retire. That could be an option since he's 39 and had a long layoff going into this fight. But based on his performance here, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him against someone in a very solid, like, high-level cruiserweight fight against someone who's top 10, top 5 in the division. I just wouldn't mind seeing that, to be honest, and I think it would be... I think he would still do solid against some of these top guys. So overall, Jai Opetaia gets another victory here over Mairis Briedis, defeating him again by unanimous decision to once again reclaim his IBF Cruiserweight title. And yeah, that's really it. I'm NB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.